Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at another vendor POV with some thievery going on, some attempted thievery going on, and we have another young fella here. And yes, if you're a parent, if you're a role model for the youngsters in the hobby, please, for the love of God, teach them not to steal things. I've seen a ton of terrible influences. You see it in the comments. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I steal from Walmart all the time." Not everyone, but you always get a few. You're always going to get a few. You don't steal from anywhere. That's the moral of the story here. That's what you should be teaching the youngsters in the hobby. Please, for the love of God. Unlike this dad who's there with his son who's stealing right there next to him. Please, don't be that dad. Don't be that role model. Come on. We're going to talk about the Stellar Crown stuff. We're going to talk about stuff that people give a pass to stealing in the hobby. Even too many people giving passes to things being stolen in the hobby, being okay with it, being okay with buying stolen goods. None of it. Not cool. No stealing allowed. Not while I'm here. All right, let's take a look at this video by Everything J&J. I'll put the entirety of it down in the description. Give that a click, give that a view, give that a sub, whatever you got to do. But let's take a look.
The Rayquaza? Sure thing.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All good.
But anyways, do you mind if I take it out of sleep?
Yeah, go ahead.
Same, right? Because there's a Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, but I have a question.
It's a little bit of a learning lesson, I guess.
Saturday will be at Richmond.
If you're doing shows like this, even if you don't plan on publishing the content, maybe you need to go back and check what you sold something for. Maybe you need to verify whether or not someone stole something from your booth. But it's a good idea to have a camera rolling. Camera's inexpensive at this point in time. Even if you have an old phone, even if you have your new phone, even if you have something going, something recording, whatever it might be, make sure it can, record for a long period of time. Even if you delete the footage afterwards, after you know that you don't need it anymore, it's a good idea to have it. Not only if somebody steals something from your booth, but if you have somebody stealing from the surrounding area, you might catch them on camera. If you have somebody, if you know what their clothes look like and they stole from an event somewhere else, maybe you're going to be the person with that footage. Now, even if you don't want to publish it, even if you don't want to be a super cool YouTuber that does vendor POVs, it's still good to have that footage. Security footage. Even if you have a shop, same thing. Roll the cameras. Inexpensive and a good way to protect yourself and protect others.
Yeah.
That's a lazy.
Collector Fest in Richmond. Yeah.
How much did that take?
I think like $10.
So again, he's got people gathered around. It's not even that busy at this point in time, but he's still distracted. He's still talking to other people, still doing business with other people.
Sure. No worries. I'll keep it aside for you.
Easy. Oh, he's trying to put it in his pocket. He saw that the guy looked over. And you're not going to catch everything. Even if you're paying attention.
That one's pretty much Pokemon.
Huh?
Richmond, right? Pretty much Pokemon.
Yeah. The Aberdeen Center, I think.
Inside.
I think so. I'd have to honestly double check. Don't quote me on that.
First one working.
Yeah. It starts with an A.
Buying some time.
Yeah, we have something later on.
Can I go these guys with 20 for the Charizard? Let's do that.
Is
Anyone else shop yet? Or you guys just closed down?
Looking
I would
around.
coin flip you.
It's crazy after the
20 or
first time that he
30.
gets caught there.
Sure.
That he's still thinking about it.
I think I'm like 1-1 on the day,
Okay.
so got a good chance. I'll let you pick the coin. You got Lugia, Mimikyu, or a Toonie.
Maybe the Lugia there.
Sure. Yo, the Charizard. Yeah. So what are you doing, man?
I'm keeping it there just because
Okay. Well, I'd appreciate if you didn't put it in your pocket, though.
I'm not used to it.
Okay. Sorry, you said the
Lugia?
Lugia? Okay. Got you. So Lugia's heads, Pokemon is tails. Alright, so you call it 20, call it wrong.
So he gets called out on it, says he's not going to steal it. He was just putting it in just keeping it there. He hard doubt. And at the same time, hopefully he learned his lesson here. I don't know if he did. I don't know if he was at other tables doing the same thing. Chances are probably was. Should have been reprimanded. Again, this guy's busy. He's doing his show. He's selling his stuff. But if you have to get security to remove him from the show, if you need to go tell mom and dad, hey, mom and dad, your son's trying to steal stuff from this event, and hopefully mom and dad do a better job of teaching him not to steal now. But if they haven't at this point in time, hopefully he learns his lesson. Hopefully this is not like an ongoing thing. Hopefully this isn't something that he goes on later in life. He ends up stealing. He ends up getting in trouble with the law.
30? Yep. Okay. Tails. Says tails. Ooh, right on tails too. Dang. 20 it is. There you go. And for this one, right? There you go. So we got the 151 Charizard for Charizard EX, Alakazam EX, Petron EX, Okidogi, and a Machoke. Plus 20. Perfect. Thank you. Holy moly. Cheers. Thank you, guys.
Gonna rifle through some cards here. Pretend he's still browsing. And she gone. So that's pretty much what it comes down to. Hopefully, please, someone teach this kid, teach the rest of the kids, set a good example. We're going to get into that in a minute here. Hopefully his father isn't like the one here who has his kid stealing right next to him, probably has his kid up to it, probably knows exactly what his kid is doing, in my opinion. We'll hit the link tree real quick here. If you guys didn't know about the link tree, this video and all the videos are brought to you by the link tree. Come on over to the link tree. There's all kinds of stuff there where you can click before you shop to support the channel. You know I need it. We got scammers and whammers that like to false flag the videos, negatively impacts the videos. I also want to make sure that I'm covering topics that are the most important and not have to worry about doing something over the top, sensational, backflips, and nonsense. So this helps a ton. Doesn't cost you anything extra or even saves you some money if you use the discount codes. And then there's just Card Market. They just want to be mentioned. So Card Market's there. No discount code, no clicking anything. You should be shopping there anyway if you're from Europe. Now let's get into the stuff that people defend. The stolen stuff that people, adults. We have adults in the comment section sometimes, and they're defending the stealing. They're like, oh, if it's a big box store, it's okay to steal. No, it's not. It's not. You should not be stealing from big box. You're a fucking loser if you're doing that. Now, we talk about people, sometimes YouTubers who like to purchase stolen product. I don't think this is the case here with Grim Horizon TV. I had people send me this video. I don't want to make a sole video on this. This was early. This was before pre-release. No, it was probably just a store received pre-release kits. With the pre-release kits, you also get a booster box, typically supposed to be given out as prize support for the events that you run for pre-release. So yes, is it shady of the store to sell these packs, sell this booster box beforehand? I'm assuming that's where it came from. If again, we have the rattle rule, which states if it's more than a month in advance, probably stolen. If it's less than a month, probably pre-release. This is probably pre-release stuff. And no, not stolen. Shady that the store didn't give it out as prize support. Yes. Now, if they have leftover kits, if they have leftover boosters, each set of 10 build-in battles or pre-release kits, as they used to be called, comes with a booster box. Those should be given out. It's up to them how they give them out. So if they want to distribute the packs evenly, if they want to have more packs for people that place higher, they can do so. If they want to give out the packs beforehand and people can build their pre-release deck out of those packs plus their pre-release kit or build-in battle kit, they can do so. But again, if they're being as ethical as possible, they should be using that for the pre-release or as many pre-releases as they can run or want to run. It's all stuff that they, especially even the promos. We saw the promos, the stuff that Wasi was pumping, the stuff that was stolen, and then it was given out, but then it was kind of being stolen because, well, I mean, according to Pokemon's terms, being stolen because they weren't giving them out to the staff. So the stuff needs to be given out in a way based on Pokemon's rules and regulations. If they find out that you're not doing that, if they find out that you're keeping the staff promos and selling them, if they find out that you're just selling the packs, selling the pre-release kits and not running the pre-release itself or lying about the numbers for the pre-release, they'll cut you off. That's kind of what it comes down to. So if there's a game store that's doing that, that's selling this stuff beforehand and not actually running events, they're taking a huge risk because they can definitely be cut off. Even some stores that make oopsie doopsie errors in reporting how many players there were or anything like that, they can get cut off. Even if they're trying their best, doing it the honest way, if they don't report it properly, they can get the old snip. So, no, you shouldn't be stealing from Walmart. No, you should not be purchasing stolen goods. I shouldn't have to explain that to adults, but here we are, time and time again. And no, so this shady, yeah, sure. Should it be a video? Should it be like a call out video? No, probably not. I mean, you can be upset with the game store if you show up to the game store and they're not running the pre-release, or they don't have enough kits for the pre-release and they sold them beforehand, because it is a way for them to make some easy money. It's going to be more, they still have to pay for the product, but they're going to make more for it if they can sell it before the actual release date, because you have Stonk Dogger 69s who are going to buy that stuff. You have people like Applesauce and Seismic Shock who are going to buy stolen product, knowingly buy stolen product so that they can make a YouTube video about it and get extra views or whatever they feel like the shortcut that they need. No, not cool. And if you're selling the stuff beforehand, if you have distribution, if you're selling the stuff, so if you have distribution and you're making YouTube videos, that seems like it's fine, as long as you're not selling the cards themselves. Then we get into a weird area with Whatnot where people are selling the cards, but they're not shipping them until the release date, which is, I don't think that should be allowed. There's just a whole lot of like gray area. And then to top it all off, Pokemon doesn't enforce the rules evenly, so they're kind of giving the big middle finger up the butt to the game stores who can't release until release day, although they have a little bit more leeway. If they're a pre-release store, now they can sell earlier on, a week early, I believe. But Big Box is always like putting stuff out a week early, or they just inconsistently put it out on the date, not the date, all that kind of stuff. It's wild to me that they haven't figured it out. They don't bring it back to the old release day, kind of midnight release or something like that. You would think GameStop would do something along those lines, because people would be excited that the set is coming out, especially during the pandemic when everyone was super excited about Pokemon cards. Less so now. Still lots of people into Pokemon cards. The hobby is fine. It's going to be all right. But stealing is never okay. Buying stolen stuff, encouraging stealing, because if you're stealing the stuff that people are stealing, if you're buying, not stealing the stuff, don't steal stolen stuff either. If you're buying the stuff that people are stealing, you're encouraging those people to steal from the print facility, from distribution, from transportation, or whatever it might be. And that's not good. Don't encourage others to steal. Do not promote stolen goods. By buying the stolen goods, someone's going to screw up their life. And even though it's not you, or you don't think it's your fault, you shouldn't be buying this stuff. You shouldn't be setting a bad example, or you're going to end up with a bunch of kids that go to card shows and rip people off. Be careful at the card shows, guys. That's another big takeaway from this. You got to be careful with your stuff. You have to have eyes on it at all times. Game store, in-store shows, whatever it might be. If you have binders or you have boxes where people can get their hands on stuff, you need to be watching them the entire time. It's sad but true. Maybe have the binder at the back, and then try to keep your attention on the things that can leave the table. I guess is the biggest thing. Don't leave your stuff unattended. Don't leave it in the car. Be careful. There are thieves out there, young and old. But hopefully we can all be better examples here and discourage stealing in any way. I hope this young man learns his lesson and is not going to be stealing anymore. Hopefully he figures it out. You do not need to steal in order to be successful. You do not need to steal in order to have an awesome collection. Put the work in, do what you got to do, and you'll be just fine. I promise. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining the Discord. Thanks for using the link tree. Love you guys. See you soon.